What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And you know, when that whole MeToo movement hit Hollywood about 5 or 6 years ago, you guys remember that, right? Lots of changes started coming out of that, right? Lots of things changed. The entire industry was flipped on its head. And slowly but surely, you started to see things kind of change, okay? The trickle down effect, starting with all of these particular people getting accused, it slowly but surely has seeped its way throughout Hollywood, throughout the entertainment industry, okay? And this article right here in the New York Times, it says, after Me Too reckoning, a fear Hollywood is regressing. The movement led to increased diversity and representation in the entertainment industry, but now there's a worry that executives have turned their attention elsewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you where they turned their attention. They turned their attention back to business, okay? This is about money. We ain't making money. We gotta get this thing back on track. That's basically what this article is talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and touch on this. It's a pretty long article, and I'm not gonna go through every little piece of it, but I am gonna kind of touch on the highlights. So it goes here and it says how Me Too kind of helped touch off a broader reckoning in the entertainment industry around diversity, equity, inclusions on both sides of the cameras, who gets to make movies, who gets to be the subjects, and so on, okay? And we've seen that with all the race swapping that's going on, right? We got to put more faces of color into the films, okay? We got to put more faces of color behind the cameras. We got to put more women in front of the cameras and behind the cameras. We got to start promoting a lot of agenda-based topics, okay? Forget actually what we're here to do, which is entertain people. We got to do all of this other kind of mumbo jumbo that has absolutely nothing to do with entertainment. It has everything to do with all the redressing of balances and all that kind of stuff. But it says, in more recent months, however, Hollywood's business culture has started to regress in subtle ways. New problems, widespread cost cutting as the box office continues to struggle. Box office has been struggling, boy. Coming union negotiations and so on and so forth. And then look at this, fearing blowback. Media companies that were once vocal about Me Too and Black Lives Matter have been quieter on more recent political debates over cultural issues. You know why? Because they understand this old premise of get woke, go broke, okay? And they trying to get all of this woke stuff out of here. Hey, shut up about that, okay? Quiet, stop talking, keep your mouth shut. They needed to do this a long time ago. They're finally starting to figure it out because it's hitting the bottom line. That's what's happening. There's here diversity, equity, and inclusion executives say they are exhausted by an old boys network that is continuously trying to reconstitute itself. Women who were hired for big jobs and held up as triumphant examples of a new era have been pushed aside, while some of the men who were sidelined by misconduct accusations are working again. It always comes down to the bottom line, okay? Like, if they were getting the job done, like, I'm serious, if they were getting the job done, these women that they put into these positions, okay, if they were getting the job done, if the movies were still making money, if these TV shows were still good and popular and people were loving that stuff, okay, they'd be fine. Nobody would say a word about it. Like, hey, this is working. Keep it going, okay? Because ultimately, it's about the bottom line. So like this particular article, it talks about who these guys are talking to. This article is based on interviews with more than 24 industry leaders, including top studio executives, agents, activists, marketers, and producers who spoke on the condition of anonymity. They ain't about to put their name to this stuff. Like, I'm just going to tell you what's happening, but I ain't putting my name to it, all right? To candidly discuss the current state of the entertainment business. And they had a range of all kinds of different ages, races, ethnicities, and so on. Look at this guy. He says, for 3 years, we hired nothing but women and people of color, said a senior film executive who, like many leaders in the industry, is a white male. He added he did not think some of them were able to do the jobs they got. So they were just giving people jobs, man. They were basically coming out like, oh, you're a woman? Okay, perfect. Oh, you're a minority? Okay, you're hired. Oh, you're a black person? Oh, come on through. You're hired. Okay. Oh, we got a Latino over here. Hey, come on through. You're hired too. Okay. They were just hiring anybody. Okay, they're just hiring people, and he even says, I don't think these people were able to do these jobs. Okay, and so then you sit back and wonder, well, wait a minute, what's happening? Why would you hire people? Because you're trying to do this for photo ops. It's all about virtue signaling. It's all about making yourselves look good. Oh, see, look, we're a progressive studio. You know, we're on the right side of history, okay? But you're on the wrong side of the money. We saw this not too long ago, right? Box office beatdown. It isn't just bros, it's Hollywood overall. Yeah, Hollywood ain't making the money that it's supposed to make, okay? Pandemic's over, okay? Can't use that bullshit excuse no more, okay? You guys just ain't getting the job done. And they point to the terrible ticket sales for films like Bros, the first gay rom-com from a major studio, and Easter Sunday, a comedy positioned as a watershed moment for Filipino representation. Miss Marvel, a critically adored Disney Plus series about a teenage Muslim superhero, was lightly viewed according to Nielsen's measurements. There was an overcorrection, one studio head said. It absolutely was, okay? They went all the way to the wall with it, okay? They came out and said, man, we hiring everything that moves that's a minority or a gender or a person that's under some repressed community. And the problem is, guess what? That doesn't translate into money. So we got to go back and erase all of this stuff, hiring nothing but people of color and women, okay? And we got to hire people that know how to do their jobs, regardless of what color they are, regardless of what gender they are. Can they get the job done, okay? So they said, yeah, basically, we got to go back to the big guns, okay? It's like all of these men who were sidelined for misconduct accusations are working again. Yep, time to get back to making some money. That's basically what's happening right now. When the chips are down, when the money is circling the drains, when it's crunch time, all right, hey, it's time to make money at this point. We're about to lose our asses over here. We got to get the real big dogs, the guys that know what they're actually doing. We got to bring those guys back into the studio. When you're spending $1 billion, right, on your little diversity and equity TV show and nobody likes it, okay? Everybody is just completely slamming this thing because you hired a couple of con men, right? Remember that? Just talked about that. I'll link it above. They hired a bunch of con men who absolutely fleeced these dudes, okay? When you're doing that kind of stuff, you start scratching your head and saying, hey, maybe we need to bring back that old dude, okay? Some of these guys that actually could get the job. Here's Dan Lin. They were just talking about Dan Lin, the guy that was supposed to be the Feige of the DCEU. A producer whose credits includes Aladdin in 2019 and the Lego movie was among those who inferred something else. It's no longer about optics. Yep. A recession is coming. Budgets are tightening. And I'm really worried that diversity is going to be the first thing that goes. Yes, the diversity is the first thing that goes, okay? It's time to make money now. We can't be sitting around worried about, hey, what does this thing look like? The only color that matters is green, okay? It's like these guys are finally kind of waking up to that situation, okay? Did they think that this was just going to be a reality forever? An entertainment industry that doesn't actually care about entertaining people, but cares about putting forward all of these messages and agendas? Is that what they thought was going to carry them all the way across the finish line? Get out of here. Come on, Dan Lin, you know better than that, baby. It says, there's still a resolve to have more people and women of color in the writers' rooms and directing and up on the screen, but there's so little training and support. Those things cost money. Yeah, and that's money they wasn't making, That's money they wasn't making because all of this stuff, hey, get woke, go broke, they know what's up now. They get it, okay? He started his own little nonprofit, which is good for him. Hey, he started his own little nonprofit to try to give back. I don't have a problem with that, okay? But you still got to make entertaining content, okay? You can't just push agenda. You got to hire based on merit. What do you do? Do you know what you're doing, okay? Again, going back to these jokers, okay? They hired these guys and they have no experience whatsoever producing anything, okay? They have no experience. And they just put them out there and just said, hey, good luck, fellas. We hope it goes well. And guess what? It hasn't gone well. All right. Because all that they came out with is redress the balance. We got to push all of this diversity stuff. Hey, we're just one world. We're updating Tolkien for the modern era. And all of that stuff did not work. OK, it worked to fool the people at Amazon, but it didn't work to get your audiences invested into this particular show. Nobody cared. There is no longer across the board banishment for men who have been accused of misconduct. Johnny Depp is directing a film, having won a large court case against Amber Heard. We all know about that. Remember John Lasseter, the animation titan at Disney and Pixar? Yeah, he had his whole life turned upside down in 2018 for, unwanted hugging and apologized for his missteps. He's back making big budget films for Apple TV. Again, you can't keep good talent down, man. James Franco acting career had imploded, but 4 years later, after a $2.2 million settlement, which he admitted no wrongdoing, he has at least 3 movies lined up. People want talent, okay? We're the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry, that's just the way it goes, okay? And it says here, it's right here. At the same time, some movies and shows that overtly showcase diversity and inclusion has either struggled in the marketplace or failed to get off the runway. The takeaway, at least to some agents and studio executives, we tried. These woke projects don't work. And look, I guarantee you that every single one of these studio executives and agents knew that coming in. They knew it, but they were under the pressure. Hey, man, we got to put this crap out here. We already know it's going to fail. We already know that this thing is doomed from the beginning, but we got to do it because that's where the pressure is at in Hollywood. That's what the big wigs are sending from on high. All right, here we go. We already know what's about to happen. And boom, these woke projects don't work. And look at this. This article. They still trying, man. They still trying. But entertainment is a reactive business. Chase whatever worked over the weekend. And there is a risk that go woke, go broke jokes could calcify into conventional Hollywood wisdom. No, it is wisdom, okay? Because the point of this whole situation, why Hollywood ended up here in the first place, is because they did go woke and they stopped focusing on entertainment. I don't care about the skin color. I don't care about the gender of the filmmaker. I never have and I never will. Can you entertain the crowds, okay? Or do you write bullshit and then try to pass it off? Well, you know, I'm an oppressed minority and you got to listen to me. No, okay? It's about, can you entertain the people? Are you good or are you bad at your job? Do you even understand your job? Okay. It works like any other business. At some point in time, you know, it's like you got to actually have people that know how to do the job, right? You can hire all your friends and family. You can put them into your family business. But if somebody in that place doesn't know what the hell they're doing, that business is going under. Okay. People somebody in that business got to have hey, I know what to do. Let's get this thing together. That's basically where Hollywood is at right now. They're bringing the adults back into the room because I can't do this no more. We can't do this no more. We're losing too much money. When the real question should be whether comedies generally can succeed at the box office, my concern is that the question is becoming, can a Filipino comedy work or can a gay comedy work, said Lynn, who produced Easter Sunday, which started out blah, 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 blah. If you're a woman or a minority, you still do not get repeated chances. Well, you said it right there, man. The real question is whether comedies can generally succeed at the box office. And they can. We've seen comedies succeed, okay? But the problem is he says, this is the question that they keep asking, okay? And they keep trying to prove this to be the thing that we need to focus on. You know, can this type of comedy work? Can that comedy? It's not about that, y'all, okay? It's about, is this good material, okay? Is it even funny, all right? Or are you trying to just push the whole race angle right here with the Filipino, or are you trying to push sexual orientation? That's what it comes down to. And I think Hollywood is finally starting to learn that lesson. Like, yeah, we got to actually just bring the adults back into the room so that we can start making some money. But anyway, folks, what do you think about this situation? Is Hollywood learning their lesson? I mean, the box office proves it, and they're starting to bring these guys back in. They're probably saying, man, you know, we tried it. This is over. Okay, experiment over. Time to get back to work. Go ahead, folks. Leave me your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you next time.